Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make Amaretti. These are an almond cookie. There are a couple different variants depending on which region you're in, the most popular coming from Lombardia. These almond cookies are a bit more dry and sort of like a biscotto. The version that I'm making today are the ones from Sasserro, where I have family from, so they're a cookie that I'm very familiar with. These are what they look like. They have the signature is that they're crust on the top and the crack on the top. So they have, they're crunchy on the outside and very chewy on the inside, sort of like the texture of marzipan. I associate these cookies with any sort of holiday or celebration. They're very easy to make, and I enjoy eating them, and I just have a lot of memories making them and eating them and sharing them with the people that I love. This recipe is very easy to make. There are only a couple of ingredients, so I hope you enjoy the cookies and maybe you'll try to make these at home by yourself. Enjoy! Okay, so for ingredients, you will need almond flour, sugar, almond extract, lemon zest. I usually say like the size of a medium sized lemon, but you can use, it's kind of just eyeballing. I have two, but they're on the small side, so I'll probably use both of these. And then egg whites. I am using liquid egg whites just because it's easier, but if you want to use the whole egg, that's also okay. And for equipment, you will need a hand or a stand mixer. Just make sure it has the whisk attachment on. You will need about two bowls, and then 2 baking sheets lined with parchment paper, and also a kitchen scale. And that's it. Okay, let's get baking. Okay, so the first step is to preheat your oven to 325, and then I'm just gonna measure out all of the ingredients and start baking. So you're gonna start with 500 grams of almond flour, and then 400 grams of sugar, and then just whisk those together. So I've measured out my almond flour and my sugar, and now I'm just whisking it until all of it's combined. And then we're gonna move on to the second step, which is to beat our egg whites. So this is what the almond flour and sugar should look like when it's combined. Really simple, and then we're gonna move on to the egg whites. So now I'm just measuring out my liquid egg whites. About 3 tablespoons of these equals 1 large egg, so I'm going to put 18 tablespoons of this and then just whisk it. So I've just finished whisking up my egg whites, and they should sort of look like this, where there's a little peak and it should droop back down. While I was whisking, I added the almond extract into the egg whites, and I just gave that like a little mix as well. And so now I'm going to go back to my almond and flour mixture. Add in the lemon zest. I ended up using just 1 lemon. I sort of eyeball it. And now I'm going to incorporate the egg whites into the almond sugar mixture. So this is what the dough should look like when all of the egg whites have fully been incorporated. It's a fairly wet dough. It's not your normal cookie texture, so don't be alarmed if it's a bit more wet than usual. That's just the egg whites, and I will show you how we roll the cookies and put them onto the baking sheets. Okay, all right. So once we have the dough, we are going to take a little bit and make sure your hands are wet, since the dough will get sticky. We're going to roll it into a ball, and then you're going to dust it into the sugar until it has a nice coat on it, and then we're going to put it onto the baking sheet. And that's it, and you just repeat the process until all of your dough is gone. Okay, so now that I have rolled out all of my cookies and put them onto the cookie sheet, they're gonna go into the oven to bake at 325 for about 20 minutes. The way that you can tell once they're done baking is that they have a nice crack on the top of the cookie, and you can lift the cookie dough above the baking sheet and without any issues. Okay, so I've just taken the cookies out of the oven, and the way that you can tell that they're done is that if you pick one up and then check the bottom, if it's a nice deep golden brown color, then they're good to go. You can take them out of the oven, and now we're gonna let them cool completely, because if you put them in any sort of container, then the cookies will become mushy, and letting them cool completely in an open aired space will let them form the nice crust around it but still be soft inside. So I have let the Amaretti cool completely, and I stored them in this airtight container, and once they're in the container, these cookies can last up to a month. So this is my video. I hope you guys enjoy the cookies. Buon Natale!